All right, guys, we're gonna take you back to 2020. When Tim and I were working at Wendy's, we're still working at Wendy's, so obviously we don't work there anymore. But Tim, you remember working at Wendy's during the 2020?
Did I work there?
Yes,
You said.
you did.
I forgot all about it.
He works at Google now, in case you guys don't know.
Yeah.
He left Wendy's to go to Google. I
Yeah.
unfortunately stuck around at McDonald's. But the 2020 pandemic was awful, and working during a fast food place was awful too. I mean, for the main part, it was just me and Tim and one other manager. Sometimes Tim said that there was only him and one other manager. So, what do you have to say? What do you have to say about working during the pandemic and all the rude ass customers and everything?
Oh no, the customers are all nice and understanding.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they held our hand and said, "We're in this together."
Yeah, we're in this.
We're in this together.
Bunch of crybabies.
Like we got rid of chili. We temporarily got rid of chili, and I remember they complained about it.
Well, because there was a national meat shortage, and we didn't have no meat, and it's like, because they had to shut down the factories when it first started, then they reopened up the meat factories where where there was a shortage on the meat. And so, like, oh, you can't get a triple. And people would be mad because they couldn't get their triple. Like,
for example, one guy was like, "Can I?"
The thing is, it's like, look, I mean, even I'm a big guy, but I say, a double's good enough.
Hell, a single's good enough.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's a quarter of a pound of meat. Well, here's the thing. I remember one time a guy was like, so can I get a triple? And then my manager said, sorry, due to the meat shortage, we can only give you the best we can do with a double. And the guy's like, so can I buy a double, but can I add another patty? And then my manager said, that's a triple, my guy. So that's how dumb the customers were.
And yeah, because we didn't have chili. Because we were short on meat, and everyone's like, I can't get no chili, like, whatever,
They switched my shifts from 6 to 2, which I was used to working, until 11 to 7 or 12 to 8 with not even my consent, even though they told me they weren't going to change my hours, but they lied.
I didn't mind that part.
Yeah, but they get to work with this guy.
I didn't mind that part.
Sometimes this guy would get out later than I would. I mean, earlier than I would.
I know, those are fun days.
No, we would be short staffed. We'd be running out of everything. I mean, Tim. I remember there was one time. I don't know if Tim knows this story, but it was in the morning time, and I was handing out food, and I was just like, "Here's your essential food. Have an essential day."
Oh, yeah.
And then like the customer called back and said I was rude. I wasn't being rude. I was just trying to be funny. Here's your essential food. And then my manager. My district manager got on to me about it. If you're watching this video, I don't care what you guys say. I know you guys monitor my videos. They do sometimes.
They should.
No, working at Wendy's during the pandemic sucked. I mean, it was terrible. We were short-staffed. We were out of everything. What?
Anywhere was.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, Wendy's sucked in general. Working
I think the bad part is, you got this thing. I worked at McDonald's too at that time, and that's like, just to say, I think just the idea that like people couldn't have more of an understanding for what's going on. Like everything's, everything's an inconvenience, yeah, but like people could have just kind of realized that it is what.
It's not our fault.
Right. It's like, people just got so mad that they couldn't get what they wanted, and it's like, okay, sorry, we can't.
And their weight too.
Sorry, we can't do. Yeah, and that was one thing, and McDonald's was like the same thing. People would be like, McDonald's, the big one was, because they got, we're 24-hour McDonald's. They got rid of their overnight shift, and so their big one would be like, because they didn't have enough staff for overnight. And a lot of times they didn't have enough staff come in the morning because they were supposed to open at, I think, 5 or 6, and they didn't have enough staff to come in the morning, to where sometimes they weren't able to open until 7 or even later, because there was no one. We're not going to try to run a McDonald's, which is a lot busier than Wendy's with only 2 people, 2, 3. So they'd have to wait till they got like a few people in till they would, and people would just be like so mad about that. And it's like, well, I mean,
because people weren't understanding, they were impatient.
Because they just now started getting to where they're starting to be able to staff these places. Like, they was, man, you'd be running like I said, Wendy's on a typical day, only 3 days running the kitchen, maybe 5 at McDonald's, which is still
That's very understaffed at McDonald's. Since I work
no,
at
it is
McDonald's
very,
now.
because they're allowing to get a lot more business.
And there's more things you got to do at McDonald's.
And people want to be like, it's supposed to be fast food, not slow. Okay, well, I mean, you can only do so much if you ain't got a full staff back there. I mean, sure, if you got a full staff back there, you get your stuff quickly. But if you ain't got a full staff, you got half the workers what you should have.
And those customers, they sucked.
Yeah.
Like, those long days. And some days they would want me to stay later. It's like, come on. Hey. Just glad I don't have to work there anymore. Never again I will return. But the summer of 2020 was absolutely horrible. But anything else you gotta say, Tim? Yeah. So if you worked during the 2020 pandemic, let me know in the comments down below. Because you probably know the struggle of how rude the customers were and how...
But, I'm not going to sit here and complain, because, I mean, it could be a lot worse. You could have been a nurse during that time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just saying, I mean... So, I mean, you got to give a shout-out to them, like your front-line people, I mean, but...
Yeah, shout out to all the doctors and everyone who
I'd rather be dealing with Wendy's than dealing with that during that time. Man, and they still struggling with cases, I mean, realistically, but...
Another thing, the more thing I want to add at Wendy's is the fact that we weren't able to keep up with our bathrooms, so our bathrooms were consistently dirty, and then we put up signs that said, "Do not enter," and these idiots literally walked by.
That was a bunch of crap. Because we weren't open. Like, our dining room was closed. That bathroom, but it was, man, that was the gas station bathroom at that time. I mean, because it was on our side, because our Wendy's we shared with the gas station. I don't know, for those of you who don't know. And, the bathroom was considered Wendy's bathroom, but it would still be where the gas station customers could use it. Well, when we're closed, it's just your customers using it, yet we're still supposed to clean the bathrooms that the gas station, it's all gas station customers using the bathroom because we're not getting any customers inside. You look at any other Wendy's that had a building to themselves and they're closed inside, no one's using their bathrooms because they're closed inside. The only reason our bathrooms are even getting used is because of the gas station people.
Yeah, we had the signs up and everything, and people still went by them, and then they still complain that then they go by the signs and go in there, and you're in the bathroom and they complain to you.
Right, because eventually we're like, you know what? Screw it, bathroom's closed. They don't want to clean it. There are bathrooms, we can close them. We're allowed to, but then people would go in anyways. That don't help that the gas station people told them to use them anyways. So people would go in anyways, and then want to complain that they're dirty. Someone said something to me, and I went to use the bathroom. Someone said something to me, and I'm on my way back into the kitchen, and I'm like, well, bathroom's closed. You shouldn't be in here anyways. And I just kept walking.
No, I was a dick, and they put up a They put somebody walked in the bathroom after me. He wasn't supposed to be in there, so I set up a bunch of cones outside the bathroom while this guy was in the bathroom, and he had to walk over the cones as he exited. But this video has reached over 10 minutes. So any closing remarks, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you were during the 2020 pandemic, let me know down in the comments down below. You like videos when we do vlogs like this? I know a lot of you guys have been saying that you want more Tim. So here's Tim. So he's in the running for a favorite character coming in December. I know I said that in every video, but you guys have to be prepared. There might be a new winner this year. You never know. Okay, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for another one. I got my old logo shirt on, but I'm not Orange Glad anymore. Orange Glad, you don't know me anymore. It's Orange Glad. That's Tim. See you guys later.